1, 2, yeah. Winning games, Basewinner.com. Yeah.
All right, Basewinner Crunch Podcast. It's the podcast that'll be for the weekend series. The games start the 27th of April. We're going to talk about today's games, Friday, and tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. Got a weekend full of baseball. Let's hope we can make it a winning weekend of baseball. Well, we did really good on the series plays from, I guess not really good, but we did pretty good on the series plays from the 27th. We had the 23rd. So this was Monday's series plays from the podcast. Oh, before I go into any further detail, want a couple housekeeping items. Want to say thanks to everybody that listens to the podcast. We've got to get a lot of good response on that. A lot of good listens to that. A lot of new listens. And if you guys like the podcast, go to iTunes and give us a 5-star review. That'd be sweet if you guys could do that for us. And again, thanks for listening. The other thing is big news, very important things here in betting land. The Basewinner betting anthem, I guess is what we call it. The Basewinner Crunch betting anthem is what is officially called. It is available, speaking of iTunes, on iTunes. Just do a search for Basewinner Crunch betting anthem, and you can get that for 99 cents. You can have the full song featuring English Baller. So you guys can download that off of iTunes. You can bump it on Friday night. When we have a good night, you can just pump it in your car, cruise up and down, wherever you guys cruise up and down, and say basewinner.com. Anyway, that's available for you via iTunes. So, okay, let's get into these series plays. Well, let's go over the whole thing. We'll go over the 3 plays we had on Monday. We had the A's versus the Rangers. That one was a nice winner. We got 0.83 units on that. The Padres, Colorado, San Diego won the first game, but then choked it. So we lost that one, minus a unit. And then on the third series that started on Monday, Houston and the Angels. The Angels were a big dog at plus 200, and they won. They won the first 2 games, not even any suspense on it. So good 2-unit win there. 1.83 units for the series plays. And let's see where we are on these series plays. If I can frame this somewhat decently. That's pretty good. Okay, so we are 10-8 on these plays. Get that in there. 10-8. You see wins 10, losses 8. And then the return. So good prices on this. 42%. Price. I had a formula in there. Then I guess they kicked it out. But so it's about 138 average price. And that includes these games. But 3.86 units, so good deal with the series plays. And let's get into the ones we have the upcoming for the weekend. And I'm going to have a spotlight on the Miami-Colorado game because the offense is going to look at it, you're like, wow, you got Miami rated above Colorado, and you just go, why is that? And well, I'll show you why in just a second, but let's take a look at the 5 plays we have. We're going to go with Philly over the Braves. That's priced at minus 160. We have it at 68%, and I'll go into the game-by-game breakdown in just a second, but these are the overview of the 5 plays. We're going to have the Marlins over the Rockies, the Padres. So you can see that these teams, and it would make sense because if we have them rated for one series, probably have them rated different than the market for the next series. So Padres versus Mets. Padres home dog plus 145. That's a good price. And then we got Tampa Bay at plus 280 and Oakland against Houston at plus 310. Just criminal prices. In my opinion, there's just not that much between the teams. Yeah, the Red Sox and Astros are better, but not that much better. So we will take the value there, guys. Let's take a look series by series or play by play here. How this shakes out. Try to frame this. That's pretty good. Okay, so we look at the Phillies. We have them at minus 207 first game, minus 153 second game, minus 137 third game. And that averages to minus 162. And you say, well, shouldn't they be minus 162? But remember the binomial calculator. Actually, you put that in there. It's like throwing a weighted coin. Remember, 0.675 is the percentage you get for Philly. We're going to go with Philly laying, I guess it's minus 165. So about a 5% advantage there. So Miami, Colorado, we'll get into that in just a second. We got minus 106 first game, minus 1, or plus, they have a favorite in the first and third game, minus 106, minus 123. Middle game, Colorado's favored. We actually have them, their average of the games, minus 104. And then binomial calculator, we have minus 106. So big 13% advantage with Miami. And hopefully I can calm the baseball hipsters down by looking at those lineups. And I'll do that in just a second. Just want to touch on the Padres. We have them plus 145 in the first game, minus 132 second game, minus 105. They're favored in 2 of the 3 games. And we got them at 102. So basically a 50-50 shot. We're getting 145. I'll take that. And then Tampa Bay, Boston's favored in all the games on our line, minus 134, minus 148, minus 142, or minus 134, minus 148, minus 145. The average is minus 142. Binomial calculator average is minus 170, but they're priced up at minus 280. Huge price. We're going to go the other way. We're going to go with Tampa Bay, and it was plus, let me just see what I just got it at. All right, here it is. So they're plus 240. We have them at plus 172. I think I just looked at it. We have them at plus 170. And then Oakland, we have it plus 185. So if you look at this, we have Oakland 255, Tampa 240. And then we have it priced up percentage-wise 37%. So 8% value, Tampa Bay, 7% value, Oakland, 8% value, San Diego, 13% value with your Miami Marlins, and then Philadelphia Braves, 6%. So I said on the podcast on Monday, watch out, the Marlins could surprise some people and win some games, and they did against the Dodgers. And I don't know, why wasn't I on that play? I don't think that the percentage was quite there. It was really close, I think. So let's see where we are. We had, Dodgers were minus 425, and then they were, our average said should be at minus 133, so about a 4% difference, but there's some juice. It was really close. There's some juice involved. Remember, the bigger the spread, the less the percentage change. Like if it goes 100 points from 500 to 400, well, let's see what that percentage would be. Looking at the chart. So like 500 is about like 83.5% roughly. 400 is exactly 80%. So that's 3.5%. But if you go from 400 to 300, it goes, 80% is minus 400, but 75% probability is minus 300. So if it goes from 80% to 75%, it's 5% difference in probability, even though it's 100 point on the American money line. So it's a bit confusing, but it's not if you have the chart in front of you. Okay, so let's take a look now at this Miami Colorado game. Let's look at the overview. I'll go into the lineups, go into the bullpens, and show you why we think the way we do. Okay, Colorado, Miami, April 27th. That is today. And today we have Jose Urena against Tyler Anderson. Urena is minus 106. And we have him not really rated that good at 108. 8% worse. So it's not quite Jose Uranus or Jose Urine. I guess you could really have fun with that last name. Anderson, we've been somewhat of a fan over the years. Now we're 4% below average, so we actually like the starting pitching a little bit better with Colorado. So the main difference is, why do you have the Marlins favored? Is this offense 85, 95 for the Marlins, 85 for the Rockies, and we'll get into that. I just want to touch on these. I'll all these games first. Okay, so let's change this to the 28th of April. And there it is. So German Marquez versus Wai-Yin Chen, who we've never really felt too strongly of, but we got him at 109. Marquez at 87, so we like Marquez. The offense is still pretty good disparity there. The difference is the handedness of the pitcher. Minus 115, we have Colorado favored in this game. We look at the 29th. And the 29th gives us Chad Bettis and Caleb Smith. Caleb Smith, his LTO, a heartbreaker, 10 strikeouts, 0 walks, and he lost. Oh, so it's just awful. Poor guy. Poor us, too, because we should have won that bet. Okay. Anyway, so we have Smith rated better than Bettis, 101. We have Bettis at 110. And then we have the line. The Basewinner line, the BWL, is minus 123 in that game. Okay. Well, so mainly, pitching looks like, well, this one we got our guys a little bit better than Miami guy. And I think the first two, let's see, I know that German was the man, and he was better than Wai-Yin Chen. Oh, Urena is worse than Anderson. So basically, starting pitching advantage would say, just off the top of my head, would go to Colorado. Bullpen goes slightly to Colorado, which would be surprising to baseball hipsters. We'll go into the bullpens in just a second. And then hitting, now this is what is something that I wanted to point out, because you look at it and you're like, whoa, you guys are really being harsh to Colorado. So let's take a look at Colorado and Miami. Okay, before we do that, I always want to go into this, show you what they've done so far this year. And this is full season weighted runs created plus, you can see the Rockies are 29th and the Marlins are 30th. So they're both bad, 77 and 76. If you look just at the home, though, because the Marlins have been a little bit better at home. And remember now, our projections are split adjusted. So let's see what the home numbers are, because I think that the Marlins have hit a little bit better at home. Let's sort it by team here, and like nothing spectacular, but our ratings have nothing spectacular. So you see 84 Marlins and Rockies 76 weighted runs, so that's 8 points. So it's not that much of a stretch from the reality of the numbers, from our projections. I know our projections, sometimes people disagree with them, but they're meticulously done. And I went over that, I think, with Oakland. It might have been Monday. It was either the Monday podcast or the Friday podcast. You just go in. I think it was Monday. Shows you where my memory is. But go. I'll show you the actual process. You take the last 2 years' data, have improved decline ratios based for the most part on PECOTAS, and that's kind of gives you the projections. So anyway, these are our projections for the Rockies, and remember, they're adjusted, so they get kind of hit for they play in Colorado, so they kind of get hit down from their actual ones. But we're not high on any of the guys. In fact, we only have one guy above the poverty line, or the average line with Arenado. So I mean, we're down on Gerardo Parra. We have at 73. So the Marlins, we have 3 guys above 100, Dietrich, Realmuto, and Justin Bohr. So 119, 113, and 115. The rest of the lineup we don't really like, but if you look at it, it's 92 base winner number for Marlins, 85 for the Rockies. So yeah, we don't really like those Rockies at all, and that's why they're our main bet. Now, so far, that hasn't worked out from a win-loss standpoint that well for us, but I think that the hitting numbers definitely are there. Let's take a look at League XFIP, and well, let's go down, like sort it from best to worst. The Rockies 13th in the league in XFIP and 29th in weighted runs created. I would take that for the under. Let's see what their record is here. Okay, so these are our projections for the year. Kansas City under, Seattle over, Texas under. So those look good. St. Louis over's looking good. Brewers under's not looking good. Under 84.5. So okay, I was looking for the number here. So it's basically 50-50. 81.5 under. We have 3 units on it. So they're at, right now, they are at 14 and 12. Although you could argue that you can't argue. You could just say their advanced stats certainly don't support that. But at 14, 538 winning percentage. Okay, so they're on pace to go 87 games. And one of the things that we're going to do here next couple of weeks, I'm working with Mike to kind of put this together, is we're going to do expected win totals, and we're going to do it on a combination of the Basewinner defense number and then expected weighted on base average based on the StatCast data. It's pretty cool what we're kind of doing. And then we'll get into the updates for each team that we have, where they are, like what their data is from an expected standpoint. And yeah, we'll have an update on how those season win totals are going. Okay, well, so that pretty much explains what's going on with the we haven't got it. Let's touch on the bullpens real fast. Okay, so here's Colorado's bullpen. Wade Davis, Jake McGee, Brian Shaw, Ottavino. We like all those guys. 85 Davis, McGee 88. Although our closers, and I don't know if this is complete, it's not completely updated, but this is kind of where he's about 19th, so 20th from the closer standpoint. So although he's got a good number, all the closers really should have good numbers, or they shouldn't be closers. But the top 4 of these guys, pretty good. Bottom 4, not so good. So this could be a situation where, maybe they'll get ahead or behind a lot that you could go in game and bet the over, because it's a real top-heavy bullpen. And then we go down to, anyway, they're rating a 70, or their overall rating 88 at 100 and 108. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's take a look at the Marlins. Surprising, this bullpen. Now, Ziegler, we have rated the worst closer in baseball, so these are kind of stale, so don't hold me to it, but this was done. I just manually did this chart, so our numbers are updated. It's just this chart's not. But Ziegler, the worst at he was 103 there. Now he's 102, not much better. So, but then Kyle Bearclaw, probably one of the best last names in all of sports, especially if you like donuts, or I guess if you're a fan of the outdoors. Kyle Bearclaw, we have at 75. Tazawa, our Streckenrider 75. Tazawa 95. Tayron Guerrero 153. We probably like him as a pitcher as much as his first name. Although I don't really have anything against his first name, other than I've never seen it before. Hey, Tayron. No, I guess it's a different name. My apologies to everybody that's named Tayron, which is probably nobody, because he's probably the only one that has that name in the world. Okay, Nick Whitgren, 95, Tyler Cloyd, 120, and Miranda Gonzalez, 94. Put it all together in the mix, and that's 90 top, 99 second, and the 3 is 103. So not much to distinguish those teams bullpen-wise. Hitting-wise, we like Miami, believe it or not, better than Colorado. And the starting pitching, Colorado gets the edge. Put it all in the mixer. We like Miami as the main play, or not the main play, because they're all rated the same, but the focus play for the weekend. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Hope you hit all your bets cash. What are you, especially if you're betting Premier League, because I've got 2 that I like. Betting baseball. I hope we have a really good week. 3 winning days would be nice. And, you guys have a good weekend. Thanks again for listening. Appreciate it. And we'll talk with you on Monday.
Basewinner.com. You got the power, got ball games all up on my serious Sirius Radio. Hearing Vince Scully call him in the cash for show. Strike one, strike two, new Nike shoes. Basewinner.com will give you the clues. Ground balls, fly balls, how many jacks? Basewinner.com will help you win stacks. Crunching numbers all day and all night. Basewinner is Bob Barker, he knows what price is right. Yeah, Basewinner.com, the way to make money. I bet you I'm not wrong to say.